Hey y'all, it's Tiff here. What's up? Sometimes you just need to make a little something, and tags are the perfect size to add a little something something, make a little something fun really quick. So, I am going to be doing that with all of you today. And I'm going to start, I've actually got two different size tags, and I'm just going to start with a little bit of collage material here using some of my scrap bits and bobs. We all got those bits and bobs just laying around out there. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of that, and then I'm going to put down a little bit of some acrylic paints because we're going to be using stencils. So I'm going to grab some of my stencils that I have. These are my designs from Stencil Girl. If you have not checked out my stencils, I've got all kinds out there, and Stencil Girl is a great company that supports us artists. So make sure to go and check them out because they got a lot. I don't know, excuse me, I don't know how many total artists they have, but they have a lot. So I'm going to be using, I think this one is called my Ebb and Flow. Don't get me to lying to you. I'll leave you the link when it comes to which stencils I'm using. But any stencils that you have on hand will be super, because this is just going to be a good Hot Mess Express, okay? And you'll see Hot Mess Express. Did you just see how I just slopped that tag right into the paint? Yes, yeah, I'm wild and crazy like that. So you will also notice that I've got my pen here, and I'm just going in, and I'm kind of just utilizing some quick mark making, and also using the stencil as kind of a guide just to make some marks. This is just a good, easy project. We're in the holiday season right now, and so this would also be a very fun way to make some quick gift tags if you so choose to. And I'm using some spray inks here. Y'all, spray inks are wild, man. They half the time the spray thing gets all clogged up, and well, yeah, y'all already know if you've ever dealt with spray inks. It's a love-hate relationship. But I am going in with my paintbrush there to help me, since the spray wasn't spraying today. And I'm going to dry that really quickly with my craft gun. And if the holidays are hustling and bustling and it's busy, you can do these a little bit piece at a time and come back to them. So it's not something you have to do all in one sitting, right? So I'm actually going to go here, and I'm going to put some watered down white acrylic paint just to push a little bit of those bold colors into the background. And I love a good drip. I'm a drip kind of girl, you know what I'm saying? So I love a good drip. And you know what makes me even happier is to go inside of your drips with some crazy scribble marks, because why not? And it is just a way to let free. And this could be also done in your art journal as like an art journal background. And you'll notice as I'm drawing, I just felt the need that I needed a little bit more splatter. And so I'm doing that directly from those inks as well. And if your hands aren't messy whenever you are done creating, like, have you really even created? Because mine look a hot mess. So we're gonna let that dry really well until we are ready to add on some of our next layers coming up. So you'll notice here that I have printed out some of these really cool vintage photos. And I'm going to really concentrate my energy on this larger tag here. And I decided to use this collage material as more of my focal there, right? And so I was kind of just playing around if I wanted to work on multiple tags at a time, because I typically do. And that allows me to stay really loose. But you can kind of get like the dark moodiness of the images and how they play really well in all of the grungy layers that I have created. And here is another image that was kind of won through Art House Whimsy. So if you haven't been over to Art House Whimsy, I use their digital images a lot inside of my digital work as well on my iPad. And here you can just kind of see I'm using that what was that, a mugshot? I think this is the mugshot series. And I was kind of tinkering around with adding some of the fibers from that good old crusty quilt that was actually used, y'all. It was used in the stuffing. Man, I tell you what, when you have nothing, you will come up with something, because like it always blows my mind when you get an old vintage quilt and then inside, because they didn't have batting, or maybe they couldn't afford it or whatever, they just stuck whatever the hell they could find in there. And so that always blows my mind. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue that image down there. And then I decided, what would also be cool is I love to get something to just hang and dangle. So I'm actually going to be taking some of that. Actually, this is instant coffee. Yep, instant coffee that I had. I'm going to take some itty bitty teeny tags that you see there and kind of grunge them up so they are a little more my style. And you could also use other colors or inks or whatever you have on hand with those little tiny baby tags. And then I'm going to use that along with a few little words that I found on y'all, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. They was just sitting over there in my stash and they peeked up to me and I said, you know what? This is fitting for this. So I'm gonna take and cut out those words individually and put those on there. What did I put? Another long day? Yeah, I think that's what it ended up saying. Yep, another long day. So I put my words on there just using the glue stick. I'm going to go in with, I couldn't find my awl. Because y'all, it's probably hiding up under the pile of stuff. I really have got to wrangle in my life in 2026. And if you have been around me for very long, I usually talk about that at least like once in a month and say I really should get my life more organized, and then it never happens. But you know what? It never hurts to have goals, right? It never hurts to have a few goals. And so that is, I'm really going to have to probably get somebody to help me with that. So there's that. Yeah, I need to get my life organized. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to take and I'm going to thread this beauty inside of there. And I'm going to make a little dangle here with the words and with the tag that I made. And if you have an awl, you just want to make sure that it's easy for you. So I'm used to using a little needle. And I think I actually tore one of these. I can't remember if it's this one or the next one. And I actually tore the little hole a little bit. So I just patched that stuff up with a little masking tape. So I hope that you are enjoying the holiday season. I hope that this is an inspiring and fun tutorial / just fun hot mess express. I'm going in there just going to add a little bit more to this and we're going to call it good, y'all. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out. If you're watching this for my newsletter, this was exclusive to all of you for a little while. And so I just want to say thank you for letting me hang out in your inbox. Y'all, and until next time, toodaloo.